following up. If there's a sentence I hear every few hours in this office is somebody saying my team need to follow up. They're not following up. It's not a strategy for following up. They need to know how important that is. So I always look at that and think your team don't know that following up is important. What that tells me is the team are looking to end the game here. Probably more quote machine, probably high in compliance, filling in fields, the machine is telling them what to do, and they're quoting, they're like quoting machines. And I believe as leaders, it's our time to step in and remind our team that the job isn't to get out a quote. The job is to convert the business. And so our focus doesn't need to be here. It should be way past the finishing line over here. How do we get that client on board? How do we show that we're the authority in our field, that trusted advisor to advise and educate? How to make sure we are the subject matter expert, that we lean in with confidence and certainty to ask more questions, understand their situation, and then we put forward a compelling solution. We have buy-in at the time, and it's not finished until the client is on board. So that means also, I'm a big believer in following up, but I'm going to shift the dial here. I don't want people to think I've got to follow up to get the sale. They need to get the sale as they're communicating. In fact, we teach how to get the sale before they've even had that communication. So what to do on your website, what to do with your pre-work, your calendar invite, what to do to pre-sell the client, to bring the sale forward, to show that client already that your team are trusted advisors, that they are the right people and the right solution that can help. And then what do you do when you're engaging with them? So I don't have your team on, maybe a lead comes in, they sit on it. Maybe a lead comes in and they're quick on it. Maybe they think their job is to email back. Maybe they think their job is to look at the calls that come in or the emails, the forms, and go, oh, these three are potentially big ones. That's a phone call. That is a leaning in, forming a relationship, understand that business, be a business, a business partner. So you're a problem finder as well as a problem solver. You're there to help to educate, to guide, to influence, to help them on their business or help them on what they need to achieve. So let's, as leaders, shift the dial from quote machines, which many are. I've set up the quotes, often their end result, as opposed to converting it. Get them to see way past the quote, way past that to getting the client on board. And even then, it's not over. Now they're a client. Are we making sure we're adding value? Are we making sure we're front of mind? So to make sure that they're loyal, that they've been wowed with customer service, that they've got other add-ons and companion solutions which are obvious that they should know about. And to make sure your team realize that these companion solutions, companion products should be natural. It shouldn't be, I'll now talk about a companion product. It should be, if the client's emailed through a form saying they need A, and you've rung up and you've investigated and they need A, B, C, and D, that's an obligation from the salesperson to explain how the other areas that you found, the solution you have is going to help those other areas, not in a way that's pushy or persuasive or talk them into, I'm going to cross-sell and upsell, but in a way that's from the heart with integrity and authenticity that says, John, you wanted A, now we've understood you a bit better and we've brought to your attention, I can see that A, B, C, D, and E are going to do these things for you or these things for your business and help in these areas. Your team need to shift the dial from being quoting machines to being engaging, trusted advisors, where that client gets off the phone and says, oh my goodness, I have to go with this individual. I trust them. I trust their business. They've educated me. They've saved me time. They've saved me money. They really understand my situation. And for your team to make sure that they delve in and not ask questions to fill in a field on their CRM, but they're leaning in with confidence and certainty because the client's picking up their confidence and certainty, and they're leaning in to ask intelligent, meaningful, relevant questions where the client thinks all the way through, oh my goodness, what a great question, I hadn't thought about that. And between them, they are partnering and collaborating, not selling at. We are partnering. So, in summary, help your team not be quote machines. Help them go past that into converting the sale. Help them realize the follow-up is just to tie it up. The person sold before the follow-up, even in that meeting or things you've done before that meeting to allow them to come into the meeting and go, I've watched those 2 videos, I've read that thing you've sent me, yeah, we're on board already. Like, there's things your team can do to pull the sale towards them early. Help them with those skills. There's always lots on the Smarter Selling website, lots of blogs, podcasts and videos. Help them help themselves so that you've got more clients on board that pay the right money and they refer you on.